Hey guys, Rigo here, and today I'm going to talk about player versus player, also known as PvP in COD Modern Warfare Zombies, how likely I think it is that we'll see the mode, and what some of the pros and cons are. So let's get straight into it. So before we get into the opinions on PvP, and even PVPVE, which is player versus environment, do we have confirmation that PvP is coming to Modern Warfare Zombies? Well, the answer to that at the time of making this video is no. There's been no official announcement, and so we're basing assumptions off a couple of key factors. The first of those is the infamous data mining folk who seem to be able to access information about future game content in the code. There's been various posts on social media claiming to have found information pointing to a PvP mode in MWZ, although this can't be verified, so it's essentially just rumour. This inevitably spins up more rumours about the potential for PvP, as does other factors like clips from social media where a player was shown shooting at and being able to down a fellow player in MWZ in an earlier season. In reality, this was likely just glitched to allow for this to happen, but occurrences like this that spread like wildfire on social media inevitably fuel rumours. With Season 4 coming soon on May 29th, we're likely to see a roadmap within the next few days, which could indeed confirm that we're getting a PvP mode, but we'll just have to wait and see. So whilst we don't know for sure if a PvP or PVPVE mode will ever see the light of day on MWZ, would it be a good thing? Well, the first key point to clarify is the exclusivity of the functionality. Would PvP be a separate mode from the main MWZ game? I think the answer to this inevitably would have to be yes. If the devs incorporated PvP into the existing mode, forcing the existing player base into a totally different style of game, then the backlash would likely be significant. This also just wouldn't work very well based on the design of the loot and stash system. It's so difficult to obtain rare and legendary items like flawless crystals and golden armor plates, so that the prospect of losing them by being killed by another player would infuriate the community. So if a PvP mode does come to MWZ, you would hope that it's a completely separate mode and playlist to what we have currently. And I think that would be great. It shows the devs are bringing fresh content to the game and saying to the player base, give this a try, and if you don't like it, you can go back to what you love. But aside from that, would a PvP or PVPVE mode be any good? Well, my view is it would likely be quite a frustrating mode. The idea of fighting off massive hordes of zombies whilst trying to complete a contract, only to be third-partied and killed by another team, would be pretty infuriating. I'm also not sure how much a mode would work with regards to squads. A lot of the MWZ community is based around jumping into a match, heading to somewhere like Tier 3, and being able to join other squads to fight in a larger group with up to 6 players. This is a great feature of MWZ and enables even lesser players, or players who don't have a lot of gear to rely on, to be able to function and obtain rewards from those harder areas like Tier 3 and the Dark Ether. So you think that loading into a game may have to increase the squad size, with any functionality to leave the squad or join another squad disabled. Can you imagine loading into a match with a random squad, instantly leaving the squad and gunning them down? It just wouldn't work. I also don't think the format of carrying out contracts would work either. You would just have lobbies full of players who had no interest in pursuing objectives, who would just camp out a contract and kill players who were grabbing them. So I think the format of the mode would have to be drastically different to what it is now. And I know there are contracts per se in Warzone, but the MWZ contracts can be much longer and drawn out, making players trying to complete them way more susceptible to being third-partied. In reality, if a PvP mode was coming, it would have to be drastically altered in terms of gameplay style to what we have now, and with the focus inevitably starting to shift to the 2024 iteration of Call of Duty, not to mention the normal MWZ content that the devs still need to put together, I'd say it's unlikely we'll see a PvP mode, but I could be totally wrong, and when the roadmap for Season 4 drops next week, we may see it on there. I just don't think the benefits of such a mode would warrant the vast development resources required to put something like that together. But what do you think? Do you feel the game could benefit from a PvP or even PVPVE mode? And would you want to see that separate to the environment we have now, or would you like to see it incorporated to mix things up? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Ultimately, we may never see a PvP mode for zombies in Modern Warfare 3. The whole idea of zombies is just that, teaming up in small squads to fight endless hordes of zombies. But we've seen in Vanguard and even in Modern Warfare Zombies now, that the devs are not afraid to try something new to move away from the round-based classic that we've grown up with. If you found this video interesting, or you're just looking for hints and tips on all things Call of Duty Zombies, then click that sub button. Take care guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.